Alrighty guys, so we're back with another Honkai Star Rail video, and of course Prydwen has a tier list update as always. Unfortunately for this one, it looks like there's only one new addition, and that is the brand new character. There is no changes whatsoever, it's just him. Now obviously we're just going to check him out, see what his rankings are in the three endgame modes, which are MOC, Pure Fiction, and Apocalyptic Shadow, and then yeah, I'll just go over it, and that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, we'll look at where he is, and then we'll go to the changelog. So in Memory of Chaos, we have Jiaoqiu with Silverwolf and Tingyun. Do note that this is going to be E0 without the signature light cone, which overall I feel like this is fair. Tier 1, you know, I feel like the support group is still way better than him. I feel like supports in general are just better than debuffers. That's just how it is in the Honkai Star Rail, especially because most of the time you're fighting multiple enemies, and more likely than not, it's a little bit easier to keep a buff on your characters than it is to keep a buff on the enemy characters because you just kill them. Plus, with enemies going into their second phases, they lose their debuffs. Very annoying stuff, so it's just how it is, right, with Honkai Star Rail. So this is fine. We'll go into Pure Fiction. Pure Fiction also tier 1 with the new character. Okay, the only reason I'm not clicking on him because if, like, let's say I click on the Harmony MC, it's 0.51 tier 0, right? So we got to be a little bit careful. We click on him and then bam, we know where all the pacings are. So tier 1, I don't agree with this. Now, to be fair, I haven't gotten to use the character myself. About what I've seen and what I know of his kit, I feel like this character would be 0.5 at least. Putting them on the same tier as Pela is kind of disingenuous. They have a blast skill, their ult's really easy to cycle, they're very good with Acheron, their buff is still very good. Jiaoqiu has the fire dot as well, which haven't compared them, so maybe I'm capping with this, but I feel like it should be somewhat similar to Black Swan. Maybe not as good as Black Swan's Arcane, but something similar. So I feel like 0.5 would be better. To have them on the same tier as Pela, I don't know about all that. Let's see Apocalyptic Shadow. Apocalyptic Shadow is tier 1 for everything. Interesting. That seems like a very safe pick by Prydwen. Is Pela... They ain't gonna like this, Chief. They ain't gonna like this. They ain't gonna like this. According to Prydwen's tier list, Jiaoqiu is on the same tier as Pela for everything except for MOC. And MOC, Pela is 1.5 tier below. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not gonna say nothing because if I say, oh, you know, and people are saying he's a must summon, yes, him and Acheron are insane together, but people will be preaching to the high heavens that this guy is an insane upgrade from Pela, all that stuff, and I don't know. I feel like people are just like gaslighting themselves. We'll see. I feel like even though I'm not a huge fan of the character and I would not advocate for summoning for this character, especially if an E6 Pela and she's built and you like her and you're fine with them and you don't want a huge Acheron boost, you're fine with her Acheron, I feel like it's just a waste of Jades at that point, right? Because Acheron is still insanely good. This guy isn't enabling. It's not like if this guy enabled like Jing Yun to be the best unit in the game, I'd be like, okay, hang on. If he can make Jing Yun the best character in the game, then God forbid a character who comes out who's just Jing Yun but better, like kind of like Clara, right? Where Yun Li comes out and Yun Li's just a better Clara. If a character came out that was just like Acheron level, but it was like Jing Yun's kit, and this new guy buffed Jing Yun to an insane level, so imagine what the new guy would be, then I'd be like, okay, come on, maybe be someone, right? But it's boosting the best unit in the game to be the, well, I'd say powerful is better, honestly. But busting like the first or second, debatable, if you want to talk about that, whatever, right? The unit in the game to the top again is like, I don't know, feels like kind of a waste to me. But very safe pick. What did they say before I continue? It says, add Jiaoqiu to the tier list on our team was impressed with Jiaoqiu's consistency and clear potential in the Pure Fiction, both initial testing and theory crafting. No doubt. Why is he tier 1 with the rest of them? To start replacing him in tier 1, we're watching the community's reception of his performance closely, with the exception he may need to be elevated up the list if he can demonstrate his potential. My brother in Christ. Okay. We'll specifically be on the lookout for how his non-Akron teams end up ranking among the scores, as full Apex supports must be capable of some flexibility. With the release of Jiaoqiu and our team, we evaluated all characters from the specialist category and decided on his category replacement and found Gwenifin no longer be suited for the specialist category. The main reason is Gwenifin's damage output. I didn't even notice. They put... Oh, they did put it down there. Okay, noted. She isn't brought to teams due to her damage output, her debuffs. Yeah, debuffs are the reason. Specialist characters all have some capacity to do meaningful damage on their own, while amplifiers are brought to almost exclusively for their buffing and debuffing capabilities. As a result, removing Gunifin into the amplifier category and updating her ratings accordingly. The prompts big update to the MOC tier. Oh yeah, they're updating their MOC stuff, so that'll be very exciting. But interesting. So I guess that kind of like debunks the burn being good in pure fiction. Because every time they act, it's like if they're being burned. You know, W for Black Swan there. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like personally, if you want to put him at tier 1 for everything, that's fine. But I feel like for pure fiction, where you can cycle his ult and he has blast if need be, I feel like he should be a bit higher, especially. Now, I know Prydwen doesn't do this, right? Because y'all will swear up and down that they don't take the buff into consideration. And I know like 3 of you are going to be like, actually, you do. Yeah, we get it, bro. Especially with the fact that it's follow-up, dot, and like the ult, whatever, shatter crap, right? I feel like because the dot one, I feel like he'd do good in, right? Because he applies dots. I feel like in the ultimate one with shatter, he'll do good because easy to get ult. I feel like definitely should be a 0.5 character. I don't know, it just feels weird, like, especially because all I've seen, bro, is just people glazing this guy, saying, bro, so much better than Pela. If you like Pela, you gotta get this guy. It's a second Pela. He's better. He's so good on Akron teams, you know. Oh, he's just universally better on other teams, yada, yada, yada. And then, you know, Prydwen just puts him with Pela. I'm curious on why did they have Pela in 1.5 for MOC again? Can we? I don't want to go look at that. It'll take insanely long to scroll through all that stuff trying to read it. But if anyone in the comments wants to let me know why they put Pela in 1.5 when she's tier 1 in every other one, very curious what the reasoning for that is. I feel like in pure fiction she would be maybe 1.5 just because you'd have to apply the ult again every single time, while Apocalyptic Shadow and MOC, which is like 2 big enemies, you would be able to stock up your ult versus using your ult, killing everything, and then be like, okay, we'll need ult again, right? Not saying it's hard to get her ult or anything, but I'm just very curious. But yeah, okay, I was gonna say, but this is Apocalypse Shadow. I was gonna be like, damn, Silverwolf above him? Got funny. Interesting. Let me know what you guys think. For those of you who actually have a character, do you think this is fair? Do you think he should be higher in certain places? Try to form your opinion without just solely relying on Akron, by the way, because that would skew the results. I feel like, oh, he's broken as fuck with Akron. It's like, yeah, okay, what about the other team? It's like, oh, he's okay. That's like, okay, well then bro should probably be down more, because if he only makes one character broken, he shouldn't be that high on a tier list, because all these other characters, you can name multiple characters. Like Akron works with like Jinglu, Firefly, Boot Hill, hell freaking Akron, Herda, Himiko, Ratio. Like there's like, you can use like any character with Ruan Mei, where if it's Ruan Mei could only be used with like Boot Hill, then I'd be like, okay, Runway is not that it, right? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think they're spitting? Do you think they're like whatever? Are you excited for their new like MOC Apocalyptic Shadow? I think it was Apocalyptic Shadow 2. Big promise to the MOC tier list, similar to the recent Pure Fiction and A. Okay, just about MOC. Let me know if you're excited for the MOC tier list that they're gonna pump out. Do you like using Prydwen for your tier list? Do you think that they're, you know, they're smoking something? Let me know in the comments, and of course, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.